All right, welcome back to Ev Singleton Show here on the second channel, guys. Make sure to hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. We're doing something a little bit different today. Instead of kind of going through one of the more notable things that happened last night, I'm actually going to take a peek at a few different highlights and kind of go across the league and call out the notable things. So we might just jump game to game here, and we started off with my favorite team, the Red Sox. Carlos Correa in the top of the fourth here launches one over the monster. I believe that was his first Astros home run. Well, since being back with the Astros, he has plenty in his career. So I think the Astros and the Astros fans are probably feeling pretty good about themselves there. But then the Red Sox say, hey, anything you can do, I can do better. They eventually score 6 runs in the bottom of the fourth, and that ends up being the final score, 6-1. And let's not make the mistake and forget that this was against Framber Valdez, a guy that absolutely toasted them in the playoffs a few years ago, kind of when people started to really realize who Framber Valdez was. So really good outing. We even see Willie Abreu in the next play, I believe, bunt in Rafaela. So yeah, very, very nice little spot for the Red Sox. They eventually go on to score 6 runs in that inning, final score being 6-1. The next game, not as notable, I guess. We have the Rays and the Dodgers. Obviously, this Dodgers squad, who really even knows what's going on with them lately, but they end up pulling a win out here in Tampa Bay. We could see Pages driving in Freddie Freeman. Now, Freeman looked a little hobbled after this. You know when he gets going, he's not that fast, right? But this is a play at the plate. They end up challenging it. Yes, he was safe. And then later on in the game, Freeman's fine. You can kind of see him walking off like, I didn't feel too good, right? But ultimately all good, and you can see here second and third, one out. He lines one on the ground into right field, scores 2 there, and that's going to be kind of it for the Rays. They end up winning that one 3-1 on the Dodgers side of things. Speaking of highlights, how about we look at the 14-run Milwaukee Brewers? They absolutely roasted the Nationals yesterday. You can see here, this is 1-0, top of the second, and yeah, this one was up there, you know what I mean? Brad Lord, not exactly his best outing as Bryce Trang launches one top of the second. Lord's sitting there going, like, look at that face. He's thinking, what did I get myself into, right? 2-run home run, that's now 3-0, and it did not stop there. 6-0, top 7. This one's going to line. I think that scores a couple as well. And you can even see here, top 7, still 10th inning here. Bryce Trang up again. See ya, smell ya, good riddance, that one's gone. So this Brewers team is on absolute fire. They scored a bunch of runs over the last 3 games, and they have one of the best records in the MLB, right? I believe that they have the best record? They have 67 wins. I don't think off the top of my head any other team. In fact, we got the standings right here. Boom, let's take a peek. Brewers, that's the AL. Yeah, no one was 60. Brewers, the best record in baseball right now. Behind them is going to be, obviously, we have the Cubs who are in the division, and the Dodgers in the American League. The Blue Jays and the Tigers are right there as well. So this Brewers team, best freaking record in baseball. All right, we had to go out to extra innings in Toronto here. Kansas City taking on Toronto, and this one was a good watch. I tuned this one in for the extra innings. 2-2, top 10. You could see a line down the line. That's going to score 1 there, giving no, actually, that's going to put someone on and score, right? Yeah, did you guys ever forget about the damn ghost runner? I sit here and I'm like, wait a second, there's a guy in second, right? It's been a couple years and still I forget. So 3-2 now Kansas City. They ultimately end up winning this one, I believe 7-4 just a little spoiler alert there. But bases juice, top 10, still no outs here. You could see a bunch of runs come in. Now, like I mentioned, Toronto does kind of battle back, but nothing all that worth noting, right? Because that big top of the 10th to that Kansas City team. And yes, ghost runners exist, even though you can't see them, but you can see them. Ghost runners. Interesting. So the Twins do pull one out against the Guardians, but I really wanted to show this Jose Ramirez home run. Early in the game, bottom of the fourth, he hits it in. You just knew. Watch that one more time. Like, look at the recoil on this damn swing, and he just stands there. You know this one is out of there. I'm surprised it stayed on this planet, but ultimately the Twins do end up coming through, and they win that one. I believe the final score was 5-4, so yes, Ramirez hits the highlight home run and ties it in the first inning. Actually, I don't even know if that did tie it, but either way, still, 4-game losing streak for the Twins over after yesterday. Speaking of losing streak, let's take a peek at the Yankees as we have Grisham. He sends one out to center field, and finally the Yankees are probably like, all right, sigh of relief, right? First guy up, first inning, solo home run. We have a little bit of a lead here. let's not get swept by this Marlins team, right? Well, look at that. Flash forward a few innings. It's 3-1. And then Stowers says, hey, you know what? Let's put this one to bed. He makes it 6-1. And this is an eventual dominating victory by this Marlins squad, sweeping the Yankees. They win that one 7-3. Who the hell knows what's going on with the Yankees right now? Can they turn it around? Will they turn it around? I'm not so sure. We did a video yesterday on that Jazz Chisholm play, and you've even seen the manager, the players, everyone just seems to be hanging their head right now. And just a slight little jab here. My Boston Red Sox now a game and a half up on the Yanks. That's crazy. I think like a month ago, they were down like 8 games, 9 games, something like that. I'm exaggerating, or it might not be. That might be true, right? Because the Yankees have been that bad. Hey, real quick, guys, if you like this type of video, let me know down in the comments. It's almost like a recapping of the night. We go through each game really quickly, show some highlights, give our take. But make sure to hit that like button and subscribe, and let me know if you do like these down in the comments. FYI, because we're showing highlights and whatnot, these are not money. We don't monetize these videos because of that. So anything that you guys can do to help, that like for free, right? Subscribe, liking, commenting, it will go a long way. So really do appreciate it, but very curious to see if you guys do enjoy these types of videos and that type of thing. But let's get back to the show now. All right, a big scoring win here for the Giants, and what I'm about to show you hurts me because Devers, ex-Red Sox, right? Look at that. Low inside, right where Devers wants it, and he just pimps the hell out of it. He says, yeah, that one's not coming back. Frankie Montas, I bet you wish you could take that one back, right? Upper deck. I mean, look at the swing here. He's just waiting for it. Boom. So that was an eventual massive win for the Giants. I think they scored 12 runs in that one. It's like 12-5 final score or something like that. Something crazy. Cubs, Orioles. It is 3-3, bottom of the ninth. Get your popcorn. We have ourselves a ball game. Justin Turner, bottom of the ninth, no outs, one man on. That ball is gone. Cubs go on to win that one 5-3. Obviously, it's a walk-off, so they didn't have too much to go on, too. But Justin Turner just launches one. That one was pretty, too. I would say the Ramirez or the Devers home run, two of the better-looking ones so far that we've watched. But that one, especially given the timing, chef's kiss. The Pirates finally don't blow a game against Colorado. They end up winning this one in another high-scoring game in terms of, what we're looking at from a Coors perspective. You have two bad offenses, but nonetheless, still runs coming in. You can see Tommy Pham, 2-run home run, top of the third right there. That's 3-0. Top of the second, boom, see you later. Spencer Horwitz sends one out as well. So, yeah, finally, and if you're a Pirates fan, I guess you could say finally, you see some offense out of these guys. We head to Sacramento Athletics, taking on the D-backs, and I guess you can finally say this Diamondbacks roster looking like they got something going on. Herrera, bases loaded. That's going to score a tagged runner there. That's going to be their second run of the game, just top of the second. I think they went on to score like 6 runs or so in this one, but it was a close game, right? You see J.J. Bleday there with a home run. This Athletics team, this Arizona team, I don't know what to make of, honestly, either one of them, to be completely honest, because Arizona has not been scoring runs, especially with the trade deadline and all the guys they moved, and then they go and score 7 and 6 runs consecutively in 2 games. Is it because they're playing in that Athletics temporary stadium? That could be, but both these squads are kind of head scratchers right now. All right, 5-5, bottom of the ninth in Anaheim here. Angels taking on the White Sox. Bases empty, no outs, and how about this one? Caught. All right. Let's breathe. 1 out, right? As we head 5-5. Next batter. Not next batter. I think it was first and second at that point. And they say, okay, you know what? Here's another walk-off. Bottom of the ninth, home run. 8, was that Ward, I believe it was? That was 8-5 as a final score. Nice little walk-off for the Angels. But can they really take too much credit? They let the White Sox, I get the White Sox offense has been okay, but they let the White Sox hang 5 and 10 hits on them. So not sure if I absolutely would be too thrilled if I was the Angels. Hey, but a win's a win, right? All right, in the Padres and St. Louis game, I will say this Cronenworth hit definitely is up there with the 2 that we liked already in terms of prettiness, right? Look at that. Low, inside, you always love that too. One of the deepest parts of the ballpark. They take a 2-0 win there. So yeah, that's probably up there for some of the better looking home runs of the night. Bases juice, 1 out. Jackson Merrill lined down the line. Kind of thought the play could be made there. But obviously, once you get to that point, I guess you could say, no looking back. Padres end up winning that one 7-3. We go to the second to last game of the night here. Mariners, Rangers, close game. Right here, you could see Polanco lines 1 out. That was in the bottom of the second. This was a close game, like I mentioned. You can even see bottom of the fourth here, 5-3. Home run there for J.P. Crawford. But Not before Adolis Garcia says, hey, let's make this one a little bit closer. 5-4 now. That's where the game does end. 5-4 win for the Mariners. They take 3 of 4 against that Texas squad. Now, I want to look at this game because we'll take a little bit more time for this one. Sunday Night Baseball last night. Chris Sanchez, 8 innings pitched, only I think 5 hits, no earned. They go to Jhoan Duran. Durangela comes in, and oh my God, what a scene. He throws the ball. I don't even know if he threw a pitch that was under 100 miles an hour. So let's watch this one through. Might take a little bit of time, but awesome game. We had the Phillies -1 in this one, so love to see that. Both pitchers looked good. Charlie Morton looked good for the most part, but yeah, Phillies end up edging this one out. You can see here Bryson Stott kind of flips it, right? And look at the play by Riley Green. He ends up getting kicked in the head too, but hey, he makes that play. Let's watch that one more time. I don't know if he actually gets kicked in the head, but this is a little bit of a miscommunication as to who's going to get it. And Riley Green says, hey, we're going to miss it. I got to dive all out, and he catches it. Really nice play. We'll definitely give him that one. Riley Green, a player that I like. Just FYI, a player that I like. Let's move ahead just a little bit here. Charlie Morton's looking at him saying, thank God, because that would have scored a run, right? Watch this. Does he get kicked in the head? Kind of. Yeah, he knocks his hat off. Charlie Morton and one. Here we go. We got Sosa. He sends one. Look at that rip. Oh, look at that. And then a nice catch by none other than, Riley Green. The guy needs to learn to keep his hat on, but man, oh man, is he helping out. Holton says, thank you very much. That's the nicest thing anyone's ever done for me. And look at that. Dives, hits his head. Here we go. Schwarber, 1-0 lead for the Phillies. This is bottom of the 8th. Schwarber says, all right, I'm just going to flip that one up in the air. Look at this. He flips this one. It doesn't even look like he fully hits it. Flips it. Flip of the bat. That thing keeps going to the farthest part of the ballpark. That one is out of here. Now, we have Durangela coming in, right? Bottom of the 9th, or top of the 9th here. Look at this. Guns it. 103 by him for the strikeout. Like I said, I don't think he threw a pitch that was under like 102. That is going to be a problem for the league, Durangela. But man, oh man, what an absolute get for them in the trade deadline. But guys, it's going to wrap it up for last night in the MLB. Let me know again in the comments if you guys do like this, if we like watching some of these highlights and just kind of going through the league and staying up to date with our finger on the pulse as to what is happening. Catch you guys in the next one, all right? Peace out.